Alrighty, hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing another episode in the Agent Breakdown series that we're doing here on the channel. I'm Hephaesterhoff, joined by Fish in a Suit and Mafongo, and today we're going to be looking at Cypher for our Agent Breakdown. Now, Cypher is a very unique character in the game because all of his abilities...
What has Kingdom done to this town? However pretty their lies are, they're just sucking my city dry.
Oh man, that was quite the opening line. All of his abilities have interactions with the enemy team that give you some way to know where they are. So he's almost like, he's very similar to Sova in the fact that, you know, Sova's recon arrow, Sova's little owl drone both give you some scouting tools. But notably, Cypher just has scouting tools for all of his abilities. And you'll see what I mean in a little bit. His Q, which is his little like smoke thing called his cyber cage here, which costs 100 creds, and his tripwire here that costs 200. Both have recon tools because when they are passed through, they trigger and do very unique effects. So what I'm going to put down first is his Q ability. So you're going to see when you tap Q, you throw it down. And by itself, it just kind of sits there, doesn't do anything until you detonate it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to detonate it, and I'm going to have Fish in a Suit walk through it. So you're going to see the thing pop up, and then you're going to hear a little audio cue once he passes through it. Hear that little audio cue? So you can see how he does it both times, or every time that he walks through it. So that's a recon tool in the sense that if you're cutting off an area, you know, if somebody's hanging out up here, you do this, and if they try and get down from there, you're going to hear them do it. Just like that. Now, his tripwire, you can see I have it out now. It kind of shows you the area that you're looking at, and the blue line that is drawn from it shows the other end that it's going to be drawn to. So if I put one here, you're going to see the blue line points to right behind me. Like that.
30 seconds
And so it
left.
connects. Now, if an enemy passes through this line, they're going to trigger it, and it's going to give you a little bit of a notification. So I'm going to have Fish walk through this one. You're going to see how it triggers it like that, and after a minute, it stuns him. Now, if he's behind a wall and this happens, let me get plant down real quick.
10 seconds left.
Or if there's a wall between him and I, let me place it here, and then I'm going to go hide behind a wall. Let you know when to go. Alright, go ahead. You see how you can see him through the wall, and on the mini-map as well, you can see that the tripwire has been triggered. Now, notably, you can see that he just shot it there and deactivated before it went off. That's something that you can do when you are on a team opposite of Cypher. Just like that. So next round, I'm going to show you what it looks like to have the tripwire go off. So I'm going to show you what the stun effect looks like on the receiving end. And we're also going to talk about Cypher's E ability, which is his camera. His spy cam, sorry. And his spy cam is his signature ability, but it is on a sort of on a cooldown because I don't know if you can put it up before. Yeah, you can actually put Cypher's abilities up before the round starts like this. And you'll notice how the charge of my E isn't recharging in any way because my camera is still up. Now, if I pick it up with F to retract, you can see there's a little internal timer of 15 seconds. If it gets destroyed, you also have another internal timer that's a little bit longer, which we'll get to in a second. So first, I'm going to walk through a tripwire. Or yeah, go ahead and use your camera so I can show how it's visible. So you can see how Fish has got his camera set up. Now he's immobilized when doing this. You can see he can't control his character, but he's wiggling the camera around. Now this is interactable. I can shoot this, but you can also see that he can shoot me with a tracking dart. Now this reveals my location. I'll show you the other side of it in a second. You can see that when it's visible or invisible, you can shoot it down. And to remove the tracking dart, you have to hold F. So I'm going to put it in the exact same spot, and I'm going to show you what it looks like to be on the side of the Cypher who's using your camera. And then I'm going to shoot him with a tracking dart as well, so you can see what that looks like. So you put it up there. You can see it goes invisible for both teams. I hit E to switch to it. You can see how I'm immobilized. I can't press WASD to move around. Now the only interaction that you have here is E to get out of it, or left click to shoot your tracking dart. Now once you've shot your tracking dart, you can see how it's pulsing like a Sova recon wave until he removes it. So go ahead and remove it. See, there's a little bit of an animation that plays, and then he gets it down. So I'm going to go ahead and walk through a tripwire real quick. Okay, so you can see how I can see it before it's detonated. It makes a little bit of an audio noise as well. Let me get plant down. Now this is really hard to notice when you're sprinting, but it's really easy to notice when you're sneaking. So you can see two of them. So when you trigger the first one, you make the noise, it points you to where it is. Let's say you shoot it down, but you miss the second one. Can't find it, maybe you're reloading. When it goes off, you can see your attack speed is slowed and you're stunned. Now, a lot of people don't realize that you can interact with Cypher's tripwires, and it's very important that you know how to do that, because I believe Cypher tripwire will also stop movement abilities like Jet's dash. If you don't get far enough away from them, it'll interrupt. The stun will interrupt the movement ability. Now you can break the tether on Cypher's tripwires, but the distance you have to get is extremely long, and most characters can't do it in a timely enough fashion to like make it work. So the best thing to know is just with your knife, with your secondary, or with your primary, you can just deal damage to the tripwire and get rid of it. Now, real quick before we show off Cypher's ult, the last thing that you need to know is his tripwires, when you place them down as Cypher and somebody destroys them, you do get a little audio cue, and you can also see it on the minimap. So I'm going to put one down right out in the open, have Fish destroy it, and you'll see how you get a little audio cue. So I'm just going to put it right here. See, it gives you a little warning right there. And I believe there's an icon on the minimap as well, that once it's destroyed, it disappears. You want to come destroy this one too, right here. Yeah, so you can see how that triggered on the minimap. It was red when he got it, and then when he destroyed it, the icon disappeared. So the last thing we're going to show off is Cypher's ultimate. This is what the inside of his cage looks like as well. I don't think you can destroy those. So the last thing we're going to show off with Cypher today is his ultimate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot Mafongo here. Would you mind hiding behind these boxes right here? And you're going to see how you get vision of the enemies, both on the minimap and just with your regular vision. So the first thing you have to know about Cypher's ult, you need a freshly dead body in order to use it. And I'll show you what I mean by freshly dead. You can see when I get a kill here, there's a little uplink timer of 20 seconds. Now, in that 20 seconds, you have to use your ultimate on the dead body in order to get it to go off. So you can see the pulse that it sent out, which immediately revealed Fish's position behind this box and showed it on the minimap as well. Now that will do it for everyone on the enemy team, and it only does it that one single pulse. So when using Cypher ult, it's very important that the information you're going to get from it, you can put to immediate use. A lot of times you'll see Cyphers that get a kill very early in a round and will immediately use their ultimate and think that that's going to win them the entire round. But it's very important to realize that even though you are getting all of the information about where the enemy team is at the time of you using your uplink, you're not maintaining that information about how they're rotating, what angles they're rotating from, what angles they're rotating, to, or if they're clumping up together, if they're staying spread out. So what I like to do a lot of the time with Cypher's ult especially is, rather than immediately use it on the first kill that you get in the round, save it for the second or third kill. Because the later that the round gets, the more pressed for time people are going to be, and the less time they have to react after the ultimate's been used. So if you get plant down, there is a 45-second window until the spike explodes. If you can get a kill or two after the spike is down, let's say it's a fresh 5v5, spike goes down, all 10 people are alive. Kill or two into the 45 seconds, you go ahead and use your Cypher ult to reveal the remaining 3 or 4 players. Once you've done that, okay, these are the angles we need to protect. We know where they're able to be coming from in a timely manner because they are on a time crunch. And then, oh, I forgot to mention that. Good call. So with Cypher's tripwires, even though one of the most obvious way to use them would be on just a left to right wall area, you can also set it up on the ground and it will attach to the ceiling. Now there's definitely corner cases where this is useful, but it's not covering nearly as much ground as you can see. You know, they have to pass through it if you're going on a wall. But if you do it up and down, they're significantly less likely to be expecting it. You know, if you see the enemy team has a Cypher, you're looking for tripwires somewhere on the wall. Notably, also, like the camera, Cypher's tripwires are movable, and you can place them before the round. So if you guys decide to rotate, go ahead and pick it up, and then you can place it in a different location. This is really important because, let's say you're on attack, and your team has already secured shower, and they've sort of secured point and heaven up here on A site. One of the things that Cypher can do is, after picking up, maybe he set some really far back flank tripwires, you can pick it up and be like, okay, we need to cover our flank here. So now you have your your shower flank covered, or you can even put it up here. You know, you have your shower flank covered. You can go put it up in heaven, move it around. Let's say you use Cypher ult, you know that they're going to be coming from heaven. Pick it back up. Cover their spawn entryway. Now they're forced to get onto the point from heaven. You know, it's just a lot of angles that he can cover. And he can do so much by himself. It's really easy to actually just defend one site alone as Cypher. Just because of the vision that you're getting with his camera almost counts as having someone there. And I'll show you what I mean by this. I'm going to go get a camera set up here. You can see the red indicator for when it's too far away, blue when you're okay. And I'm going to show you how Cypher can use his cameras to give you a view on some flanks. So I'm going to go ahead and move an enemy into place real quick. And so, just like we've been seeing every round, sometimes you're going to have people that go both A and B. So we have Fish over on A like he has been going. You can hear him shooting over there. Now if I'm somewhere over here, if I'm over on A, but I need to be able to cover my flank, I can use my camera from any distance on the map. Go ahead and tag, okay, we see Sage over in Markets. You can see how it pulses until she removes it. So if she is also in combat, doesn't have the time to sit there and actually remove her tracking dart like she just did now, then you can see how we're just indefinitely able to track her throughout the map. So let's say she's pinned down, she's in combat over there, doesn't have time to remove it, you know, because you have to put your gun away and take the actual tracking dart off yourself. If she's not doing that, she's just pulsing and revealing her location the whole time to you. A lot of people don't realize that you have to, you know, hold the F button down to remove the tracker. You'll get a lot of information out of them until they actually realize they have to sit still and do it, put their weapon away. And if they're ever caught doing that in combat, then you've just won that encounter just because you have a camera that you can look at. Now, let me show the internal timer I was talking about real quick. You'll see how if Sage destroys the camera,
taken out.
There's a 45-second timer down at the bottom.
10 seconds left.
Get plant down, and I'll show you how you can reuse Cypher's camera as well. So we saw earlier how if I picked it back up, it went on a 15-second timer. That's just to prevent Cypher from being able to spam the ability over and over and over again. So you can see I've caught off the two entryways into there. So let me go. Assuming I had some other allies alive, what I could do is get the kill, be like, okay, it's just 1v1, I gotta figure out who's left on the map. Oh no, I see Cypher on the thing, so I clearly know that he's getting ready to defuse. I know to rush over here. Get him down before he has the chance to do so. And then put the camera back up. Also, between rounds, if you pick this up, you don't have to rebuy abilities. It doesn't really pertain to Cypher's E because being his signature ability, it just refreshes every round. But if you place tripwires down
This goes here.
and they don't get used, let's say this was the end of the round, we're getting ready to spawn to the next round, I can go around, pick them back up. You notice I gave me both my charges, and now I wouldn't have to buy it for the next round. You cannot pick up Cypher's cage by re-clicking Q. If you re-click Q, you're just going to deploy both of them.
Cage triggered.
And these last a decent amount of time. They're really good replacements for like a sage wall, for a jet smoke, or a Phoenix wall omen smoke. They completely cut off vision. They make that little humming noise that you just heard. Really good cover if you're trying to get into certain flanks or out of certain flanks without being seen. All right, I think that does it for the Cypher agent breakdown. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them down in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Check out the rest of the videos as well. I know a lot of people have been telling me that the understanding of what the abilities look like and what they do, on a using the ability and receiving the ability, has really helped them understand how to outplay people, or how to use their own characters they're trying to pick up to another level of ability. And so, I mean, that's really the goal of this series, so I hope that you guys can continue to find success with that. So thanks so much for watching, and have a good one.